Shalom. Welcome to Rabbi Ron in the house. Here it is. I've got my Tree of Life Bible. Once again, looking at Acts 19. I love it. Let me read a few verses for you here. It says, many people, those who believe, put their faith in Messiah. They came confessing and announcing their practices. Many of them who practiced magic arts brought their books together in a heap, burning them before everyone. They totaled the value of books and found it to be about 50,000 pieces of silver. The word of the Lord then, as a result, was growing in power and prevailing. What a story here. These people had been involved in magic arts, demonic stuff, things that are not of God. They came to faith, they confessed their sin, that the things they did were wrong. And what did they do? Man, they had a big old barn fire. They got a fire going big as can be, and they took all their stuff that drew them into sin, their magic arts, and just set it aflame and burned it and destroyed it. I remember hearing during the Jesus movement here recently in our country years back, when all these young hippies came to faith in Messiah, including many Jews, there were a lot of barn fires going too, where they were throwing their old rock and roll albums in there, setting them on fire, burning them up. These were albums that the lyrics and the artists that were singing, the musicians, were encouraging them to live a life of sin and anti-God. And they sat there and they just like this, they modeled their behavior right after these people that we find here in the scriptures. And they said, man, I've got to destroy this stuff, because if I leave this stuff around, it's going to lure me back. I'm keeping temptation here, and it's going to lure me back into sin. And so they didn't count, they didn't sit there and think, what's it going to cost me? What did it say here in the Bible, Acts 19? That all the magic art stuff that they set afire, 50,000 pieces of silver. It was some expensive stuff. A lot of money's worth of stuff was there. But they sat there and said, money is not as important as my soul. And so they were willing to set this stuff afire and burn it up, so it was no longer around to lead them into sin. Folks, scriptures tell us Yeshua is coming back for a bride that is pure and spotless. And so, folks, we look at this lesson and it tells us that if there is stuff that we have that tempts us and leads us into sin, we need to get rid of it. We need to destroy it, get it out of our lives, out of our homes, gone, because we care more about our soul than our possessions. We want to be that pure and spotless bride that Yeshua is coming back. And so listen, I want to encourage you to do this, respond to this if there is a need. And if you need encouragement to do so, comment or take my email and write me if you want to be private. And I will encourage you to go forward with God and to get rid of that stuff that could keep you from being the pure and spotless bride that Yeshua is looking for. Thanks for joining me. This is Rabbi Ron in the house.